Too many people breaching coronavirus measures are to blame for the latest restrictions on the public, Boris Johnson said this evening. In an address to the nation, the Prime Minister said that, while the vast majority have complied with the rules, there have been too many breaches, too many opportunities for our invisible enemy to slip through undetected. During the first lockdown, Mr. Johnson's top aide Dominic Cummings was famously accused of breaching guidelines at the end of March by travelling to Durham from London. Speaking live to the nation, Mr. Johnson said, "When the sickness took hold in this country in March, we pulled together in a spirit of national sacrifice and community." Follow all the updates from tonight's address to the nation in our live blog. We followed the guidance to the letter. We stayed at home, protected the NHS, and saved thousands of lives. And for months, with those disciplines of social distancing, we have kept that virus at bay. But we have to acknowledge this is a great and freedom-loving country. And while the vast majority have complied with the rules, there have been too many breaches, too many opportunities for our invisible enemy to slip through undetected. What is your view? Have your say in the comments below. The government pushed for employees to return to the office mere weeks ago, but tonight cemented their policy U-turn. Johnson said tonight he was once again asking office workers to work from home if they can. He said new measures included early closing for pubs, bars, table service only, closing businesses that are not COVID secure, expanding the use of face coverings, and new fines for those that fail to comply, and once again asking office workers to work from home if they can, while enforcing the rule of 6 indoors and outdoors, a tougher package of national measures combined with the potential for tougher local restrictions for areas already in lockdown. He added that, as for that minority who may continue to flout the rules, we will enforce those rules with tougher penalties and fines of up to £10,000. We will put more police out on the streets and use the army to backfill if necessary. On September the 4th, Mirror Online reported how senior Tories were told off by the Speaker of the House of Commons, Lindsay, Hoyle, after Johnson broke his own social distancing rules by speaking to scores of Tory MPs at a meeting in the House of Commons. Shortly after Mr. Johnson addressed a meeting of the 1922 Committee of Tory backbenchers on September the 2nd, his office tweeted a reminder that meetings of more than 30 people are illegal, and anyone attending such a gathering could be fined £100. But despite signs on the doors of the meeting room warning only 29 people were allowed inside to limit the spread of the virus, at least 50 Conservative MPs were said to be crammed into the room. A spokeswoman for the Speaker's office said, after reading about the meeting in the press, the Speaker has asked the head of COVID planning for Parliament to write to the chair of the 1922 to remind members of their responsibility to adhere to social distancing at all times. Close quote. Liberal Democrat MP for Bathware Hawcast said at the time, "There is no end to the Tories' hypocrisy." The Prime Minister and his ministers have already evaporated the public's trust in them with the shameless defence of Dominic Cummings, but it appears they have not learned their lesson. Close quote. The row came after Defence Secretary Ben Wallace had to apologise for shaking hands with someone on his way into a cabinet meeting. On October the 10th, former Tory leader Michael Howard became the third former Conservative leader to openly attack proposals to unpick parts of the Prime Minister's Brexit deal after Cabinet Minister Brandon Lewis admitted it broke international law.